Well, a sad day. Christian did not come down the chimney for me this morning. So how did I do? Well, I've done 6 crosses last week. Two of them, these two on the right here, these were the first two I did. They were in last Tuesday's video. They ended up in zone 1. The two on the left, they were two I done later on, and they were near our average. So I left them there, and then I thought, you know what, there's a big gap in between where I put mine and where the average ones were. So I thought, I'll work out the average of each side, and I'll chuck some more tickets in last minute on, I think I was for the, oh no, it was Sunday, it was for the 15% off. I had 2 for a camper van. So I done 6 tickets in zone 1, zone 2 and zone 3. So I had £10, 15 pence back, so I don't know how much I'll spend this week. So that's it. Let's have a look at the judging then, because I think it went a little bit further to the right than I was actually expecting. But I did say last week that it's a bit of a strange one, and the guy down here at the bottom was the problem, is that the judges could go miles over to the left or miles over to the right. So let's have a look. So here's the judging. I don't know what to say, because again, there's no cluster this week. They're all scattered about all over the place. There's 2 over on the left here, two over on the right, sorry, I mean. Don't know my left or my right. 2 on the right, 2 on the left. There's a couple down here. There's 1 up there. The average, I don't think, turned out too bad, considering how scattered they are. It was in the right sort of area. I would have thought it was further to the left, but it was difficult to tell from this player down here, wasn't he? It was always tricky when he was. Like I said, in the last video, the guy on the left in the green, he's not the biggest problem, because he looks as though he's looking along more or less that direction. I would have thought a little bit higher, but I mean, it's neither here nor there. The amount, he was sort of lower than where I was when you're that distance away from him. It's the perspective, isn't it? So I don't think the judging, the average was that bad, although I think the judging was so scattered and so far apart from each other, that was a little bit crazy. But it was noticeable out of the 8 judges that I don't want to mention any names, but the 2 judges that usually do absolutely bonkers crosses with no relevance to the what's going on in the picture at all, neither of them were playing this week. Maybe they've had the red card and they're off for a week or 2. But yeah, I've already skipped to the end, and they don't take any crosses out, and I don't see how you could really, because if you took out the crosses that were out on their own, you'd end up taking out about 5 crosses. Or you couldn't just have 3, otherwise you'd end up as daft as the super drives. So there we go, that's that. Can't do anything about it now. Let's move on. This week's picture then, let's have a look. What have I done so far? I didn't think this was too bad a picture this week, because, and the reason I got 2 crosses there is because I couldn't decide how high the fella on the right in the red shirt is looking. Now if I just draw a couple of lines on why I've gone where I've gone, is because his left eye is looking up in, I don't know, sort of this sort of direction. His right eye, because it looks like his eyes are going in opposite directions, so his right eye is going over in that direction. Now, it depends which eye the judges are going to play by. If they're going to play by one eye, they're going to be over here somewhere. Another eye, well, hopefully, some will go either way. So, obviously, I've gone in the middle. So, I've drawn a line up the middle and gone that way. This fella on the right here in the red shirt, I couldn't make my mind up quite how high he was looking. I first thought he was looking about there. See, that looks okay to me. Then I thought he was looking a bit higher, which is why I've done the other one. So let me get rid of those lines and put a couple of white lines in through the crosses and see where we go with that. So if I draw a white line up through his from his nose up through mine, that looks like an average between his 2 eyes. Like I said, they look as though they're both pointing outwards in different directions. So that was in the middle of the 2, basing it on an average. And if I go by this fella in red, looking across there, see, that's the trouble. That looks feasible to me. That looks like it's a 90-degree angle to his eye. If I draw another one up to the other one, It's not far enough away to make a difference. It's going to look exactly the same. So I think that's going to be the sort of area, although I don't know which. I know what I'll do. I'll do an average of those two, so that when I put my cross in the comments when I finish doing the video, I'll put my average between my two as my my first coordinate for the week while I decide what I'm going to do. So that's what I'll do. So we'll do the same as we did every week, although I think this week's ended up in zone 3 again, possibly like last week. But I'll leave a comment in the comment section asking you to reply with your coordinate for this week's game and what you think, and if you think mine is anywhere near the right area or not. And if you can leave a coordinate, I'll add them all up then. I'll put them all in a picture then on Saturday morning, and we'll do another video then so we can see what the average is. So I hope a lot of you got zone 1 or zone 2 this week and got a chunk of your money back. Good luck to everybody for this week, and I'll speak to you in the comments. Thanks everyone.